Hello, ladies and gentlemen. AcePyro23 making a different style video. Today I'm teaching you guys how to make thumbnails or generally edit any picture you want. So the first step to this whole process is downloading a software called GIMP 2, and I'm going to link that in the description, a download that is. So once you're in, you're going to want to make sure you have a toolbox open, which if you don't, like this, you're just going to go to Tools and New Toolbox. However, that should open by its own. Then you're going to want to go to New. Select the size you want. I'm doing 1280 by 720p because this is the recommended YouTube thumbnail size. So I'm going to hit OK to open that. I'm going to go to File, Open as Layers, Child. Then I'm going to resize this child to the size I want it, which is 1280 by 720. You can use the arrows to do this. So once you get 1280 by 720, you're just going to hit that Scale button at the bottom, that's blue, and that's going to resize the image. So I've hit scale there. Now I'm going to use this tool right here, the 4 arrows, to reposition the element on my background. So now that we've done that, we're going to go to color selection. Select all that white, but that's not actually going to work because, I'll tell you this right now, that child shirt does not play nicely with the background. They're the same color. So we're not actually even going to mess with that. So the first step for this particular project is going to be adding these glasses, and we want to make sure we drag them above the child because we want them to be above the child in our picture. So we're going to want to click on the glasses, and we're going to resize these. Now these, I don't really know what size I want them compared to the rest of the image. And we just destroyed those glasses. Gosh darn it. Alright. Open as layers, glasses. Then we're going to want to resize. Don't know how big we want them, so that looks about right for our purposes. Nope, those are still far too big. So we're going to click here, downscale them a little bit more. Try those a little bit big still. We want to kind of keep the original size, but it's not that important to me. There we go. This kid's got very cool glasses now. Then we're going to go to Open as Layers. For our next layer, which is going to be Fedora, we're going to want to downscale this vastly. So for our purposes, we're just going to drop it to 1000 by 1000. Just so we can easily see it. In editing. Now I'm going to drag it out here. It looks roughly the same proportions it used to be. That's nice. Now we're going to just resize it again. This time we're going to have a far easier job doing so, however. It's still a little bit big. I mean, that child looks like a mob boss right now, so we're going to go even smaller. Now that's too small. Now I just realized the whole image of the child, I think I want it to set a little bit lower so that the hat can have lots of room. Then we're going to want to make the hat grow a little bit, not too big. That looks about right. There we go. Make that sit a little bit lower on his head. And that is absolutely fine for our purposes. Then we're going to want to go open more layers, which are going to be these poker chips. Then I'm going to make that smaller. That's about right. Poker chip. We want to make this one just different size. Actually, I want that one a little bit bigger. So all you gotta do is drag it out. And there you go. Then, I just want to add a title to the video. Or a title to the thumbnail, rather. So what we're going to do is just go down to this text. We're going to drag out a nice text box. Write what we want. Now that it's written, we can choose a color. I'm going to go with a nice red for this one. Then I'm just going to up the font size till it fills out what we need it to. And it looks like we want the text box to be a little bit bigger. Expand that just a little bit. I'm going to delete here. But still won't go in, so we're going to go expand even more. Expand this way. Go down like that. And this is very personal preference. I like just to keep my text boxes nice and ordered around the actual text, so there's no extra space on the element. So I'm going to put that down there. Move the poker chip down a little bit. This one up maybe a tiny bit. And then we're going to add, let's add one more poker chip. Move that kind of in the middle. And that is how you make the thumbnail itself. Now, if you hit save and close, such as save or save as, you will not have the picture. All it will do when you click that file is open back up into this. That is a .gmp, I believe, and that's GIMP's personal editing file. So what you're going to want to do is export as, and now it'll be a PNG, which is a very nice, usable format. So I'm just going to put this on my desktop for now, and we're going to name this gamblingchild.png. Once you've exported it, you're going to choose a compression level. I'm going to go, actually 9's fine for these purposes. Compression level just changes the quality, so it uses up less file space. And now you can see we have Gambling Kid. So, like, comment, subscribe if you learned a little bit about photo editing. AcePyro23 signing off.